This is Irina Strunina, and this is our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with SmartMove360. We are going live on Thursdays at 4 p.m., and we are talking about diabetes and anything and everything that is related to it. Let's go. All right. Hello again. Welcome, people who just discovered us, and welcome back those who are following us every week. We are going live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have amazing guests every time. And today we have amazing returning guest. Trevor Brown, he was with us participating in our event since July of last year, June, right? Since
Yeah.
June of last year. So we're coming to the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of our collaboration. And he is very enthusiastic about helping people who have this challenge, health challenge, diabetes, to help them to get a grip on their life and to get better and bring yourself out of this situation when you have to worry every minute about what next. So, Trevor, welcome. And please tell us a couple words about yourself. I know every Friday you tell it, but today is your day again.
You're good. No, I'm excited to be here. Yeah, I'm with LifeBase Solutions. We're a nutrition software company that really gives nutrition coaches and businesses all over the country the tools and support that they need to manage hundreds of clients and scale their business on a big level. So, usually that's what I'm here is talking all things health and wellness and nutrition. But on Fridays, we also do a fun fitness Fridays. I've been a gym owner for over 12 years. So, fitness and nutrition, they kind of go hand in hand. And I suppose that's why those two things are a big part of my life. So, yeah, excited to be here today talking all things health and wellness.
Perfect. And something I wanted to remind to our listeners. Last month, almost all our podcasts were about nurses. We invited a couple nurses to talk with us. We had the former nurse and now the diabetic coach with us talking about the help what nurses can do to support the people who have diabetes. Because yes, doctors are helping, but they have just very limited amount of time to deal with you. They have the next exam room with another patient, and nurses are the ones who are explaining everything to you, right? So nurses are the first uh, role, right? The first people who are supporting us when we're visiting doctor's office. But then when we go outside, we get outside of the office, there is the outside world, and where do we look for support? So, Trevor, what would be your recommendation? Looking for support, what it could be?
Yeah, great question. So, when it comes to nutrition side of things, especially, we deal with a lot of clinicians. We always talk about how we seem to have a very broken system today
Mm-hmm.
where, you go to the doctor and most of the time it's a very reactive, instead of proactive approach to healthcare.
Yes.
People tend to be diagnosed with something, then how do we treat it instead of how do we prevent chronic disease and things. So that's the first step. But yeah, when doctors, whether they prescribe medication or put you on a specific protocol, once you leave their office, what the heck do you do? You're kind of hung out there to dry. So, as we know, groups like this are a big part of taking steps in the right direction. So, I think that a community would be the first thing that I would go to, whether it's community like this or within the walls of our gym. We're a CrossFit gym. Whether you love CrossFit or not is not the point. But what I love about it is our group classes. So, the coaches are great. I think that our staff does a phenomenal job. We make it fun, but it's really the other people in the class that encourage you to show
Yeah.
up. Even for me, on the days that I don't open the gym, knowing that I've got a group of buddies there kind of waiting on me, where I'm going to get a hard time the next day if I didn't show up, or just kind of fun to see my friends. That's my time to step away and focus on myself. That community aspect is a big deal, and I think that's one thing that people need to turn to. So that's my first response, is finding like-minded individuals that are headed in the same positive direction that you are. So
Yes.
the second would be professional on some level. So somebody like myself or another coach specific to your field that can really help you from an accountability standpoint, from a knowledge standpoint. It's almost impossible to pick up the phone and call your doctor or text your doctor or nurse whenever you want. They're they're there obviously when you schedule appointments, but to have that professional in your corner where if you need something answered quick or you need some support or some accountability, I think finding that coaching help can also be a really big deal.
Absolutely. Yes. Accountability is a great tool to utilize. And somehow I find that it's not necessarily the professional. It could be your body, as you mentioned, in a group. Maybe this is a yoga class. Maybe it is the weightlifting class. Or maybe this is your group of, like I have my group of friends. And every Sunday we go to the park for a walk, and we are keeping each other accountable. We're making sure that the person who maybe thinking about to flake out today actually puts their tools together and shows up. So that's, it's important. Even if it is a mailman, you meet the mailman every day at 10
Right.
a.m. next to your mailbox. That's your accountability partner, right?
I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so okay, all right. So you were talking about different programs that are available. Uh like what? For people who say, you know what, I actually like very much the idea of compared to athletic field. And I know you're involved with that. Do you know of any athlete, any champion that achieved their results without a coach?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. No, my answer to that would be no. Even if it's just somebody, I go to your great ones like Kobe Bryant, right? Kobe always
Yes.
talks about in high school what made him so successful was he knew that if he was there before school on the basketball court taking shots and practicing, that most other kids weren't going to do that. Then over his lunch hour, he would go into the gym and continue to practice. And then after school, he'd be at practice. And then late at night, he'd practice again. And so even when you have somebody that's ultra driven like that, the thing he always talks about is he had coaches the whole way through there. So whether it's meeting him on the court at practice, having a strength coach, having somebody to take care of his body, like an actual, therapist and physical
Massage
therapist and the
therapy,
team
yeah.
there. So even the very best that are driven to that next level, they all have coaches in place. It truly is a team effort.
Yeah, and this is something that I find in our group as well, that people, those who achieve results, our group Diabetes 101 for beginners, we, believe it or not, we are really reaching 130,000 members right now.
Right.
So a big group, and we see sometimes people report about their good results. They got a hold of their system, how they manage their lifestyle, how they operate, what they eat, how they move. They reorganize the schedule in the house, and they achieve good results. I always hear that those who have household support, it could be your partner, it could be your children, it could be your parents, it could be your siblings, whoever, if they are jumping on this wagon with you and willing to be your partner, accountability, support, whatever, they are getting to good results and quickly. And then there are people who actually have to fight through the resistance, family resistance. We are not going to give up our Coca-Cola because you cannot drink it anymore. And this is something that unfortunately for people, we sometimes they have to deal with. So I think you're absolutely correct that having those community people is great. And having the people of professional. Yes, Kobe
Well,
Bryant is getting this. Why we think that we can do it without help, professional help.
well, yeah, I think so often people are afraid or intimidated to ask for help. They don't want to put people off.
Yeah,
They're nervous, but I think once you realize that nobody in this world, the most successful people in the world, when you hear them talk, and we follow, I'm a big believer in surrounding yourself with people that are better than you.
hmm,
When I pay attention to social media, the people that I follow, it's all people that have made it in business, the healthcare profession, next level, that are far beyond what I could probably ever get to myself. And every one of them to a T talks about how they had help along the way. Nobody did this stuff by themselves. So I do think just realizing that it's okay to have help, that's a big step in the right direction too, for sure.
definitely, definitely. And on our conferences, those diabetic healthcare expos, we have 2 sessions, and I would say 2.5 sessions dedicated to it. We have support systems talking about caregivers. We're talking about support system about family help, and we're talking about community support, where outside of the world, like library may have some, as you said, group classes on diabetes, or your church might have some presentations on this topic, or some other communities that you belong to, right? um, so okay, well, I so smoothly we are moving to one more thing that I wanted to ask you about,
Yeah.
and this is about like the other side of it. So from the standpoint of the person who needs help, who needs support, they need to be open to the idea to ask for help, right?
Right.
Because it's stigma is really slowing us down. It's not moving us forward, whatever we are doing, right?
Right.
What about those who can help? What would you suggest to those people? How they can be more effective instead of being too pushy? Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah. So let me take this on, let me wrap my head around that. It takes on a couple different levels. So, one of the things we always teach the kids in our gym is you're going to be a culmination of the three people that you spend the most time with, right? So if you hang out with people that are making poor decisions, it's going to be really hard to move in a positive direction. So I think one of the things that I always focus on when you surround yourself is surround yourself with good people, right? And that being said, you can put yourself with some good people that might not always have the best approach to support and to help, right? So in a position that I'm in, I always think it's important to put myself in my client's shoes. Find out not only where they want to go because goals are great, but find out what got them to where they're at in the first place, right? It's not always as simple as, hey, I eat fast food. Like, was there an emotional event in their life? Did they grow up with a family that didn't have access to proper nutrition and resources and education and things? So I think being able to put yourself in your friend's shoes and your client's shoes is super important. I also think it's important for those people that want to help to really not overstep their bounds. So
Mhm.
one more thing that I have on my plate is I've been a real estate agent for 15 years, right? So we always talk about the scope of practice. And as much as what I think I have answers to some things like big commercial properties, real estate, as much as what I think I know, if it is not in my wheelhouse, I have to legally step aside from it no matter how much I want help. So my advice would be this: if it is a family and you're at home and you're looking after your mom or dad, or you're a parent trying to help your child, don't try to be the doctor. Try to be the friend, stay within your scope that can be there for that sort of help, right? So within this group, maybe sometimes what people need here is just a friend, just a shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to. Let the experts help and actually be the experts, and don't overstep your bounds. I think that would be some really good advice when it comes to helping people, but just kind of be within your zone and know what you can do. And it can be so hard because we all like, hey, my doctor told me this. Well, you know what? Let the doctors tell the patients that. maybe instead share a really good tasting recipe or
Mhm.
share a story and an event that you went through. I think that's how this group can help each other the most.
This is such a great suggestion that I didn't hear yet, but that's I think a very good point. Don't be the doctor, be a friend. And it brought me one little story with my in my family with my daughter. So my sister tried to help her with something, and she was teaching her a life lesson. And my daughter said to her, "Listen, you're supposed to be a cool aunt, not my second mom."
There you go.
And so since then, my sister kind of stepped back and like, okay, I'm not teaching lessons. I'm not reading lectures. I am maybe not the spoiling cool aunt, but I will tell you story of my life, and you do make your decisions, whatever you prefer to learn from that.
Oh,
But
100%.
something that funny, you reminded me about this little situation in our household.
Right. No, and it is right. Like a lot of the stuff that I read, I read comments and I see posts and I see people getting frustrated in this group because they'll make a post about blood sugar levels or how they're doing something. And so often people are so quick to criticize and critique and they're not doing it the right way instead of, hey, here's how I do it. Here's a story of what helped me, or, just the constant, I think telling somebody that they're doing it wrong is not going to push them in the right direction. So,
Exactly.
yeah, just kind of staying in our lane, I think, is really important when it comes to helping people.
Wonderful, wonderful idea. I will need to implement it and bring it up again in the future conferences as well, because I don't know how many people will listen to us today or our replays, but I am sure that the more often we bring this for our supporters, that will be helpful. Because you see, in our group we have obviously a lot of people who have this diagnosis, but we also see very often people posting that my spouse got diagnosed, my child got diagnosed, my parent got diagnosed. I would like to help, but I have no idea what to do.
Right.
And they're learning a lot. We are always welcome, and I'm always so happy that people are trying to learn instead of just being a police,
Right.
because all we know about diabetes from our general knowledge about it is that you should not eat sugar, uh, but there is so much to it, and we just cannot be that policeman to our
Right.
loved ones.
Well, if it was that simple, we'd all have it figured out, right? There's always more to it.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yes, it's an amazing truth that we keep just missing, keep skipping. Just like common knowledge, not doesn't matter, but that common knowledge is very important to remember about, right?
Right.
Well, Trevor, we have today another interesting topic to bring up, and I didn't want to skip that part. So, first of all, I wanted to make sure that our listeners today and for the next 7 days know that next Thursday, which will be March 28th, you are going to have your repeat masterclass on carbohydrates, and you said that you made some adjustments there to made it more digestible, more um, applicable for people, right?
Yeah,
So
you always learn and you go through things. The content's still the same. I think maybe simplifying it just a little bit for people would be big. But one thing that I think will help people, we added some pieces to it that are some resources that we give all of our nutrition clients. And one of those things is a complete nutrition playbook that comes with recommended food guides, recommended carbohydrate guides, like ranks carbs from A quality, B quality, and C quality, fast food guides, beverage guides, what to do when you go through Starbucks, the whole 9 yards. There's pre-built meals and recipes and snack ideas in there. And so I think what we'll do is, as a part of it this time, is we'll run through that playbook, then
mhm.
actually give it away to anybody that shows up or that requests it. We'll drop the link right in that webinar so they can download it as well.
Perfect, perfect. This is actually very big, what you just listed. This is huge. And I hope that our listeners actually take this opportunity. And if you are listening this podcast 3 months from now, which means you definitely missed the live masterclass, that masterclass will be still posted in featured post in our Facebook group, and you just will need to scroll a little bit, and in the comments under it you still could find that guide. So
Yep.
everyone who is going to listen to this and learn and try to get this information, just keep in mind we are not taking it down. So and if you cannot find it, reach out to me. I am in the group. I will help you to find it. I will directly send to you that link if this will be the case.
Cool.
Okay, and Trevor, there is one more exciting thing. I know you are excited. I am excited. Can you please tell us really briefly about it? Because we will have the whole section. I mean, we will have the whole interview about it. But right
Right.
now, just a teaser.
Yeah. So the way that we do our nutrition coaching from the LifeBase standpoint, we're the only nutrition platform in the world that integrates directly with the InBody 570 scanner. So you saw a gal that walked by me here. Sarah's one of our clients coming in. Let's say medical grade, $12,000 scanner that a person stands on, takes body composition data, but so much more than that. The visceral fat, it takes water, both intracellular and extracellular. We use that data, links directly into our nutrition software, and we're able to get unmatched results for our clients. That's our D2M technology. We take the way that a person eats and their food logs, combines it with the data from that scale, and it takes our nutrition coaching to another level. Until now, we've had to have those scanners, so brick and mortar businesses, right? Now we coach remotely. We still do a lot of really cool things, but really to get down to the science of what our software does, we've always needed that. Well, InBody has their at-home scanner. Now, what they've done exclusively for LifeBase is taken the data from what we needed, or taken the computer out of that super expensive medical grade scanner and dropped it into a special at-home scanner just for us. So what we'll be able to do, we just got the prototypes out to our team, is we're able to do everything that we do real time in-person coaching. Now we can do it remotely. So if anybody in this group wanted to work with our team, you still get a personal nutrition coach without having to be in our brick and mortar business. And I think it's such a powerful tool for us to be able to help people nationwide. It'll be just a little bit yet before we get out to the public, but it's coming soon. So you got the first look at it right here. Nobody else has seen it.
Well, I wanted to congratulate you with getting in your hands the prototype,
Right.
which is a huge step. I know we were talking about it already for a few months, so I'm glad that it's already in the production and you already working on it and
Yep. Yeah, this is the
utilizing.
working model. It's just now it's us integrating it into our software. So this
Uh-huh.
is, yeah, it's ready to go as soon as we get our development team and the software put together. So it's
Yeah,
cool. We're excited.
it's a very impressive, and I'm very happy that that tool soon will be available to our Facebook group, which is amazing. And I'm glad that you are um, still excited about it, because you may get too busy with that. So we will be working on keeping you busy with us.
Well, we did a limited run. We started with 500 of the scales, and we've got tens of thousands of clients now in gyms and clinics and places all
Yes.
over. But from remote coaching, we're starting with 500. So our team has talked. This group will be the first place that scale is released for us to remote coaching. So yeah, that's where we're starting.
Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you, Trevor, for sharing with us your news, your information, and I have to actually run through our little set of announcements and reminders for the Facebook group. So, in our Facebook group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners, we have weekly events happening on a regular basis. So we start the week with Monday, Motivational Monday, where Monica Henderson, the agent of change, going live and talking about different ways we can help ourselves to make positive changes and to move to the healthy lifestyle. All right. Then on Tuesdays, we have this Telenurse Tuesday event where our nurses from the group Empower People That Care actually staying in the group and answering questions that people are able to post in order to get immediate answer to their questions. Then every other Wednesday, we have support group meetings where our admins, our group members, sometimes healthcare professionals, when they have time, the ones who we work with, they show up. We have nutritionists coming in, we have dietitians visiting us, we have uh, personal trainers visiting us, we had different experts. Oh, pharmacy doctor coming with us on a regular basis. So I would strongly recommend, if you feel that you are by yourself, that you are alone and you don't have people to talk to you, to talk with you or to understand you, come and join us at our support group meetings. I post announcements about those meetings every week, and you could go to events schedule in the group and find the link and the time when the next meeting will be. Then on Thursday, of course, we have our Diabetically Speaking with SmartMove360 podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And every week, we have some healthcare expert talking with us. And on the last Thursday of the month, I am inviting people who are diabetic warriors, people who live with diabetes, and those who are willing to share their story, those who are willing to share their wins and challenges. So, again, to give other people who are maybe shy, maybe too scared to open about their challenges, to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you are able to get there with the support and help and active participation. And talking about active participations, on Fridays, we have Fitness Fridays with Trevor, where he is talking about different ways how you can support your body. I'm talking about some exercises, I'm talking about some nutritional tips and suggestions. So log in on Friday or go to our featured post and just go through the featured posts. I keep all those recordings there available for us. Then I have another important announcement to make. Last month in February, we had our Diabetic Healthcare Expo, and the next one will be on April 27th. It will be Healthcare Expo number 13. We run them every 2 months, already third year going. And this is, we can call it Diabetes 101 Crash Course. This is when our experts, healthcare experts, coming to the roundtable discussions and discussing all the important aspects of life with diabetes. With that, I wanted also to bring up the attention to our sponsors. These are Mink Life Motivation, On Balance Entertainment, LifeBase Solutions, and Empower People That Care. These are people and organizations who are helping us to be online every week and help you out. And Empower People That Care, actually, this time they are offering 3 free phone calls with our nurses, who not necessarily ones that you see on Telenurse Tuesday, but there is the whole list of nurses who are available, independent nurses who can talk with you and answer your questions, and they are not related to the next person who is waiting in the uh, next room in the doctor's office. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need a consultation with a doctor. I will provide you with the code, and you could schedule that phone call. And with that, I wanted to say thank you again, Trevor, for joining me today.
Of
We
course.
had information up front, we had tools at the end, and some plans for you, for everyone to build and be in charge of what you are doing to help yourself.
Like, well, thank you for having me. It was awesome.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. See you, everyone, next Thursday.